Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Triad Sports Coverage. We are live from St. Peter's World Outreach Church here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, for tonight's matchup between the Winston-Salem Christian School Lions and the Surrey Home Educators Runnin' Patriots. I'm Caleb Waters alongside Parker Southern. We are here with about 6 seconds left in the women's game that is going on right now prior to the men's game.
And Caleb, it's been quite a blowout. Right now, Surrey Home Educators 57, Salem Christian Lions 31. Like you said, 6 seconds left in this game. And I think one of the main points we need to bring up right off the bat, why the running Patriots? Why not the walking? Why not the crawling? You know, there's these type things that we have to look into in a broadcast like this to fully understand a team. And Caleb?
I think it speaks to the amount of effort that they bring to every game. They're never walking. They're never lazy. They're always running.
Right.
So they are the Surrey Home Educators Runnin' Patriots. For the men's side, 7-5 after a big win last week that we talked about, Oak Level Baptist Academy. And the Surrey Home Educators are 0-3. This is their fourth game of the season. So, Parker, what does it mean in terms of experience for the Lions to have this much more experience than the Running Patriots?
Oh, well, Caleb, and I don't know if what's going on with the music, if you guys can hear that. I think a lot of this has to do with experience. This team, like we even said with the Salem women's college team, you know, that we've done a little broadcasting with, you know, being able to work with your players, off your other players, and build that chemistry, as well as simply just getting comfortable in the game. We've seen very often there's a little bit of, I don't know if it's pre-game jitters is the right word, but you get out on the court, you practiced all year long. It's only the second for this team, fourth game of the year, and you're just nervous. And there's really no other way to say that other than just a little bit nervous. And so tonight, I think, again, hopefully, Coach is giving us a high five. Hopefully we have the edge, you know, being the Lions. They'll probably have a little bit of an edge tonight.
Right, and 12 games of experience versus 3 is vital in terms of learning your team's strengths, learning your team's weaknesses, learning who's going to be good out there on the court, who's not going to be good, and, you know, just finding that mesh like you were talking about as a team. You know, whereas Surrey Home Educators, they've only played together 3 times so far this season. They've lost all of those games, and they're looking to come out tonight and get their first win of the season, whereas, you know, the Lions, on the other hand, have already got 7 wins on the season. They're you know, very far into their season at this point. And so they're going to be looking, you know, to continue this success. They're currently on a 2-game win streak and have a big game coming up tomorrow night at Salem Baptist. And that game will be at College Park Baptist Church. But, yeah, I mean, like you were talking about, just the amount of chemistry that the Lions have right now this deep into the season, I would say is considerably more so than the Home Educators.
And, Caleb, something we have to bring up, Danton Isaiah. He had, I mean, the game ended last week phenomenally. And, you know, you were calling it. It was seconds left on the clock. He hefts up a 3 after missing all of his points, I think, the entire game, not making any. And it was just, honestly, it was a great way to end the game.
Right, and if you were looking at, or if you were, listening to the broadcast, you know that Danshin didn't have many opportunities coming into the game, and he was, you know, Coach essentially just put him out there, said, I'm going to give you a shot. He got the pass and hit a buzzer beater 3.
Right.
That was a big moment for the little fella Isaiah Danshin there. But Parker, one thing I want to talk about from last week against Oak Level Baptist, the Conquerors, was the play of Samuel Reams, the freshman. He stepped up in place of the injured Jordan Leak and was actually the Triad Sports Coverage Athlete of the Week. But, you know, why was he so effective? Why was he so important?
Well, the word I used was a sleeper MVP. He didn't have the flash and pizzazz of, you know, maybe a DeShields or even a, you know, some of those other players on the team. But he was a glorified plow horse, is maybe what you want to say, where he was grinding, getting good rebounds. He didn't make that big 3, which we talked about, and he even said himself, you know, he's not usually a 3-point shooter. It was a surprise to him as much as it was a surprise And he was very confident in, everything he was doing. And he missed some really big threes. And he said, you know what, I'm just going to keep going. And he kept going, and he didn't quit. He had a good shooter's mentality, per se. But we're going to head to a quick commercial, and then we will be back in about a minute or so.
Hey, it's Big E, and I'm here with the 2013 Barbecue Pitmasters Alabama champions Ricky Wayne and Pig Daddy of Bibbs Downtown. Gentlemen, what's it like being reality stars?
Hey, it's almost as good as Bibbs Ribs, baby.
We're not Eastern or Western. We're Western.
I'll tell you one thing, I never trust a skinny cook, and these guys got it going on.
Hey, you can bring your family in, or if you like Biggie, come on in on Friday and get your Bibbs fixed.
It's barbecue with a downtown vibe.
They've got dine-in, takeout, catering, and a private event space. Be sure to follow them on Twitter and Facebook, and you can always check them out at BibbsDowntown.com.
Is your business going to die alone? Never meet the customers of its dreams? Just sit on the couch crying into a carton of ice cream while other businesses are out there thriving? New Expression can help. Without the right marketing, you're a wallflower. Without a great website, you're not going to turn heads. And without social media, you don't even have a friend to tell people what a great personality you have. New Expression can give your business a total brand makeover and get you out there, attracting customers. It used to be about who had the biggest ad in the phone book. Today, customers hit the web to locate and research before they call. If Google isn't steering customers to your site or they're not impressed by what they see, you're missing out. New Expression does web design and can provide a free analysis to see how your site stacks up against the competition. Don't have time to constantly update social media? Want cool custom apps and graphics? New Expression can help there too. From print design to mobile marketing to online presence to brand identity, New Expression can help you express yourself. Find out more at nuexpression.com.
And we are back here at St. Peter's World Outreach Church in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, for the matchup of the evening between the Winston-Salem Christian School Lions and the Surrey Home Educator Running Patriots.
Running Patriots.
Caleb Waters alongside Parker Southern.
What's up?
We want to give you an update on the injured Jordan Leak from Winston-Salem Christian. For those of you that don't know, he was injured a couple weeks ago against Hickory Christian Academy, one of Winston-Salem.
He may realize, I don't have a future in basketball, and this right now is my heyday. This is my prime time, so I'm going to soak it up, and I'm going to love it. And I think that's exactly what he's going to do. And, we don't know his decision yet. We'll keep you updated on that as soon as we find out. But for his sake, I bet you he does reclass just because, you love the game of basketball. And like you said, his injury, it plays a factor in this team's mentality this year because they're not anymore sort of just playing for themselves, but they're playing for their teammate. They're playing for someone who cannot play. And that changes the whole attitude on and off the court.
And talking with Jordan, he said, that these guys have stepped up and that he realizes that he's been missed and he knows that his on-the-court impact, is something that the team could use. But he said that the guys have been stepping up great. He said that, guys have been trying to be leaders in place of him. He mentioned Landon Burton.
Right.
Just guys that have stepped up in his place to be able to take leadership of this team and kind of fill his shoes. So hopefully he will reclass and have another season of basketball that he'll be able to play. And talking with Coach McKinney before the game, he was saying that this week has been a little rough for them in practice. He said yesterday they were distracted, and he said he threatened them with a little bit of running, and he made the message clear. Said, at this point, this is on you guys. If you want to come out tomorrow and play, then you will. And if not, he said, he threatened Saturday 6:30 a.m. practice for the guys if they don't come out tonight and play.
Oh, gosh. But, Caleb, I think that goes right along with some of the stuff we were talking about last week where DeShields, he has the most potential on this team to go D1. And I think he's out here, and don't get me wrong, he dominates on this court. But I think that just watching him, I think he's playing at 75, 80%. And I think you would agree with me with that. And Coach McKinney wants to see 110% out of every player, no matter what future they have after this year. You take it game by game. And when you have that mentality, it changes. It changes everything. Because if you're taking this game like it's Game 7 of the finals, and you're Tim Duncan, and you're Tony Parker, Mono Ginobili, and Danny Green, a great Duke grad. Wait, I always mess with Caleb. He's a UNC Tar Heel. Anyway, you take that throughout the entire game, it's like it changes everything, and it changes like everything you have to say. And so they're about to do starting lineups right as we speak. But Caleb, what do you think the Lions need to do tonight in order to Patriots 0-4?
Well, like you mentioned, their defense has been a little lackluster, and that was the thing that Coach McKinney said that they were just struggling with in practice. From DeShields, we saw a great defensive performance last week from Mason Gore, the freshman, who came in and was just all over the place, completely. He didn't stop. He came in and he was running the entire time he was on the court, and just really aggressive performance from him. And that needs to transition to the other players, to guys like DeShields. To guys like Landon Burton and Logan Burton, even Hedges, who had a great game. Just a defensive mindset all around for the team. That's what they need to do. We don't know a whole lot about this Surrey Home Educators team.
Right.
We haven't seen them play. They don't even have a roster online anywhere.
Their website. Oh, wait, no, there isn't a website.
And I don't think that the Lions know much about the best of their ability, and that's what Coach McKinney wants to see from them. And hopefully that's what they'll do here tonight.
Well, and likewise, from the very little bit you do know, and from what you know about the Lions, what of the Lions?
Well, as we saw last week, the Lions are a good rebounding team. So if the running Patriots are going to want to get a victory today, they're going to want to be able to out-rebound the Lions. And here we have a presentation. Parker, what's going on?
Well, it's our boy Mike Pettaway, the man, the myth, player of the week. Who is
the
that?
freshman Samuel Reams.
Samuel Reams out there, and he's getting an award for that. Mike Pettaway, giving him a very high praise. And speaking of praise, they're praying right now, so we're going to take a moment of silence.
Thank you for our home team, as well as our visiting team. We pray. The starting lineups for
and after this moment of prayer, we're going to get to the starting lineups. First off, for the running Patriots of Surrey Home Educators, number 42, Jordan Gottfried. Number 2, Ethan Holt. Number 15, Brett Lowell, again echoing what you're hearing through the PA system. Number 23, Logan Anderson. And number 21, Luke Childress. That's your starting lineups for the Surrey Home Educators running Patriots.
And now for the starters of your lineups. And now for the starters of your Lions. That was not supposed to be said the way it was said. And if you can hear, there's a lion roaring right now. The gym probably has close to, what do you say, Caleb, 50, 60 people in here
about
tonight?
50 people in here. But a much bigger venue than the Lions are used to playing in over at College Park Baptist.
Right, so starting number 1, Mason Gore, the freshman who, Caleb, we got to see a lot of last week in those Very interesting. And then number 10, Logan Burton, the senior, brothers with Landon Burton, who is next. Number 12, Landon Burton. And number 15, Samuel Reams, which we talked a lot about. Be looking forward to his performance tonight. And then last but not least, Jacob Brown, the sophomore, the height of this team. I guess you could say even the anchor. And interesting, DeShields not on the court right now.
Well, yeah, Parker, it is interesting that Jamal DeShields is not starting. I don't know if Coach McKinney's trying to send a message about defensive aggressiveness, about defensive pressure, but you see the freshman there, Mason Gore, getting the start, and that's a big thing for him because, as we talked about, he was a big defensive presence last week. You know, maybe Coach McKinney there rewarding him, Gore,
right,
for that presence. And you know, two freshmen out here with Gore and Reams both getting the start.
Well, Caleb, we are just seconds away from tip-off. And it is looking like it's going to be very exciting.
And the height of Brown versus Luke Childress from the Running Patriots. Those two guys are pretty tall, about 6'3", 6'4", each of them. So that will be a big matchup to see down low.
And here's the tip-off. The Lions push it right away for a quick... Oh, wow, and a big foul there on the Running Patriots. Mason Gore looked like he was trying to just get that quick tip-off run right down the court, and as he went up for that shot, he was immediately fouled, coming right over the back.
But right off the bat, we see that Mason Gore is out there hustling, out there giving it all he has, and so that's what Coach McKinney wants to see.
And that's Holt running down the court real quick with a pass to number 42, Jordan Gottfried, with easy two right there off the bat. Burton bringing the ball down the court, looks for Reams. Reams on the arch, first three of the game, and is rimmed out. But a good rebound by Brown. He puts it back up, no go. Running Patriots bring it back down the court. And tonight it looks like it's going to be Holt versus Gore right now at this point in the game with your two point guard matchups, as Gore steals the ball from Holt and steps out of bounds on the quick drive.
Well, and on these first two possessions, Parker, we've seen a lot of hustle from the Lions. You know, the Running Patriots are up 2-0, but from Gore and Brown on the rebounding side, we've seen a lot of hustle.
This is Lowell inbound pass to Holt. Holt versus Gore right at the top of the key. Holt putting on a little bit of moves, trying to get him to shaken. Great inbounds pass to number 23, Anderson, who doesn't get it to go. Rebound by Burton. Pass to Burton. He brings it down the court on a fast break, and he's taking it all the way, and it gets poked away by number 23, Anderson. And that was a great run. A little bit of brother work there. Number 12 and number 10, both Burtons trying to use, I guess, some of that fraternal, what would you
telepathy.
Say? Telepathy, yeah, I guess you could say. Inbound pass to Holt. Holt gives it off to Gottfried. He looks, match up with Gore. Brown pokes that one away, and the ball goes right into Coach McKinney's hands. Inbound ball for the Running Patriots. Looks like number 15, Lowell, is going to pass it into Holt. Holt swings it up at the top of the key to number 42, Gottfried. That pass is stolen by Burton. Burton looks down under to Gore, who gets fouled and does not get the extra point. He'll go to the line for two.
Parker, a lot of the Lions' offense right now is running through Mason Gore, just a freshman getting his first start of the season. But, you know, his aggressiveness, his tempo right now is being rewarded, and he's going to the line to shoot two.
The word I would use is aggression as well. He is running all over. Speaking of, just makes his first basket. High fives from Brown and Burton. And he has been the most, I guess you could say, shining figure on this court tonight. Goes up for the second. That one's away. Burton gets the rebound, goes right back up for two. Misses that one wide. Rebound by Lowell. And Gottfried brings it down the court. Gore playing some lockdown defense right now. Burton trying to pick that one off, but doesn't get to. Holt with the ball. Big pass to number 23, Anderson. But Reams gets the steal. Reams bringing it down. You know he's thinking about shooting the three, but passes it right back up to Burton. Burton slows the offense. Fakes one way, shoots it back to Reams. Reams finds Brown in the middle. That one's poked away by Holt. Recovered by Brown. Brown passes to Reams. Reams up for three, and it rounds out. Unlucky shot. Rebounded by Anderson. Holt bringing down the court. He wants to go coast to coast. Off the backboard. Rims out. Rebound by the Patriots. But a scruffle on the floor. Gore first one down there right alongside Anderson. Gottfried battling it out on the ground, trying to get that one. It looks like possession's going to go to the running Patriots.
There we see the trademark hustle from Mason Gore. He was the first one on the floor. You know Coach McKinney likes that.
And that's exactly what he wants to see. Holt with the ball just inside the half court. Finds Gottfried. That one's picked off by Burton. Tried to be saved by Brown. And he runs over a chair and knocks that one out of bounds. Luckily, no one was sitting in it.
And two substitutes coming on the floor now for the Lions. Trey Dennis and Jamal DeShields come in for the Lions. You know, Parker, we were talking about Coach McKinney trying to send a message. Maybe that's what he was trying to send to the junior and the senior there, that they need to step up their effort because they didn't get to start today, but they're in now.
And here's a fast break by Brown off of a turnover, and he just simply fumbles the ball right out of his hand. Holt goes up. Rebound by number 21 for the putback, and that is Luke Childress. Dennis and Gore working it up top. 3 from Brown. That one rims out, but DeShields trying to get him rebound. Gore, the much smaller, both in height and weight, gets the rebound anyway. Now it looks like the matchup's going to be Holt versus Dennis. He throws it off the foot of Burton. That goes out of bounds. Possession, running Patriots.
For both offenses tonight, we've seen 5 minutes here remaining in the first quarter to score 4-1 running Patriots. It seems that both offenses are just a little rushed. Neither have been able to get in their rhythm, and they're making a bunch of sloppy mistakes. Right there as we see a turnover from the running Patriots on the inbounds. It seems that neither team is able to really find a rhythm at this point.
And Caleb, interesting move by Coach Kinney. Dennis is now running point. Gore is going to be down low, or out on the side. Moore is another different kind of forward. Great pass from Burton, right down to the hands of Brown. Easy 2 for him. Started with the Shields, swung it to the corner 3 to Burton.
You see there the Lions are trying to go with a full court press defense.
Oh, an unlucky shot there by Holt. He's trying to find DeShields one-on-one. Oh, and he just gets the ball poked right away, but possession still with the Lions. And Caleb, let's go right back to that possession we just had there. I thought that was good all-around movement by the Lions to get that easy 2 where they found Brown on the inside. DeShields passes it over to Burton, and he just finds him right on the inside. DeShields on the corner 3. Misses that one. Rebounded by Holt. He's got help from Gottfried, but he goes all the way by himself, and that's a rebound. I mean, that's an easy 2 against Dennis. And Dennis taking it all the way down the court, throws it up. Great effort play there against the tallest player on the court right now, Childress. And Caleb, there's been a lot of one-man efforts right now where it looks kind of like, you've seen a lot from Dennis, Holt, and Gore, all just taking the ball single-handedly.
Yeah, not a lot of post play right now. A lot of just effort from the point guards as we see a turnover there.
And that's a little bit of a miscommunication with Brown, Reams, and Burton, where it was just simply a pass that was supposed to be intended for Brown, and he was just not there. I don't know what Burton saw on that inbound. Dennis brings it down the court, though, just crossing over the midfield line, half-court line. And it's timeout, Coach McKinney. He is not pleased with what he's seeing right now.
With just under 4 minutes to play in the first quarter, the running Patriots up 8-3 on the Lions, and Coach McKinney doesn't seem to be happy with the Lions' performance. He subbed DeShields in, and then a couple possessions later, subbed Reams back in for DeShields. Doesn't like what he sees.
Not at all, Caleb. And I think it's very interesting just to see this game. It seems pretty fast-paced with a lot of fast breaks and just a lot of chances missed, honestly, only being 8-3 right now. This is not, mirroring the type of play that's been going on because it has been very fast-paced. And it looks like on the court still, Reams, Dennis, Brown, Burton, and Gore for your Lions. Dennis at the top of the key. He looks for Reams. Reams wants a 3, and he's got it. First 3 of the night for him. Inbound to Holt. Holt brings it down the court. Dennis playing top-notch D. He's got Gottfried to his left. He decides to keep it. Trying to cross up Dennis. Gets the pick. Passes it off to Gottfried. Gottfried looks. He's trapped by Gore. Great defense there. Down on the left side. Trying to dribble. Can't quite. Anderson sets the pick. Gottfried's going to go in by himself, and that one's going to be a foul. Coach McKinney does not like that. Brown is the one called for the foul. Under the basket. And that's 2 shots.
It's going to be Jordan Gottfried going to the line. And as you talked about, a lot of individual play, it seems, from the running Patriots. Holt had it there for a long spell of that possession and then passed it off to Gottfried. They're just not trying to get the ball down low. It seems that they're just content with running an offense that's sort of just all on the perimeter, as we see Madison Norwood and Jamal DeShields checking in for the Lions. If that's the style of play of the home educators, then they're executing right now.
The second shot is made inbound pass to Dennis. Now into the game, number 32, Madison Norwood. Dennis finds Burton. Right back to Dennis. He goes right in. Up for two. Jump shot. Rebound by number 15, Childress. Childress finds Holt. Holt's got Burton to beat. He goes up for the two. Rebounded by DeShields. Just rimmed off. But Holt's trying to give DeShields a run for his money. Dennis has the ball. Finds Burton. Burton wants three. Says no. Looks for DeShields. Try to take an individual effort, and he does not get it. That'll be two shots. Foul on number 15, Brett Lowell.
And a smart play there from Burton. He saw that he didn't have the open three. He saw the open lane, and he took it. A great drive there. He didn't get the bucket, but he's going to the line to shoot two.
Burton shots up, number one. Hits all sides of the rim, falls down. That's one. 2:48 left. The Lions trail the running Patriots 10-7. Here's the second shot. It's up. Bounces right out, but DeShields wants the rebound, doesn't get it. And there's a little bit of confusion with the horn bouncing. Burton gets the ball, passes to Dennis. And there is a lot of confusion going on right now. Refs calling things. It's a walk on Dennis. But a horn sounded right as the ball was rebounded out from the free throw. And some of the players on the court stopped playing as Coach McKinney yells to keep playing. DeShields guarding Low on the inbound. That's Anderson now. Poked away. But DeShields gets the possession. DeShields going to inbound to Dennis. Dennis has the ball right back to DeShields. DeShields wants it. He goes up. Finds Norwell in the middle. Oh, and that one's just rounded out. Great rebound by number 42, Gottfried. And Holt trying to bring it around. Individual effort is great right now. Passes out to Gottfried. Gottfried for a deep two. That one rims out. DeShields wants the rebounds. He's got it. Taking it all the way. Coast to coast goes up. Oh, and it just misses it off the side. Great individual effort there as well. Holt bringing it right back down. As we said all night, trying to take it. And he leads the team right to another two basket. That makes it 12-7.
And then we see, again, just Holt taking it himself. And he's putting the team on his back, really.
New look into the game today for Robert Willard, the junior. He wants the ball. DeShields says, no, I'm going to take it again. Passes off to Norwood. Norwood fumbles the ball. Finds Gottfried. Gottfried taking down the court. Had a little bit of trouble tonight with his handles. He's at the top of the key. Looks right to Holt. Holt goes right back to Gottfried. Gottfried down to 23. Anderson. Anderson goes for a deep two and misses that. DeShields with the rebound. Dennis now bringing it up the court. A lot of speed behind him. Norwood trying to set some type of pick. Tapes a really deep two. That one rounds out. Rebounded by Luke Childress, the height of the running Patriots.
And there we see a good effort from DeShields and Trey Dennis both. But again, sloppy play to end the possession as the running Patriots come down the other side.
And deep three from Holt, who has had just about all the points tonight for the running Patriots, and that is a swish. DeShields looking up at the clock. He throws it up at the top of the key to Dennis. Dennis looking wide. Dennis tries to look for DeShields. DeShields wants three, says no. Reams under the basket, up for two. Rebounds out. And that's a foul, an offensive foul. 21, Luke Childress with the rebound.
It's actually going to be a travel call.
Oh, he's going to call a travel, excuse me.
Oh, one ref called a travel. The other one called a foul. It's going to be a foul on Madison Norwood there on the rebound as Childress went up for it, got it, and then was fouled by number 32, Madison Norwood.
And that's going to be a substitution. DeShields out in for Brown. Norwood on the court. Reams, Willard, and Dennis. Inbound to Gottfried. Gottfried passes it down to Holt, who's had an incredible game so far tonight. He looks up for a deep three. Oh, and it just rebounds out. Dennis with the rebound. Sees Brown on the run, tries to get it. Still has it. Brown passes it to Reams. Reams for three, and he misses it. And a great putback effort there by Willard. Just doesn't have it. Norwood with a three. Oh, my goodness. And a lot of just heaving the ball up right there. Norwood under the basket. Tries to go up. for the easy 2 layup, and he gets fouled. That'll be 2 shots for number 32, Norwood.
Well, and the defense there was strong for the Lions. The rebounding, Willard came in with a putback, then he missed, and Dennis came in, and then Norwood came in. But like you're saying, the offense is rushed. It seems that they're just throwing up any shot they have. And right now they haven't found a rhythm.
Right, and that first shot isn't made. 1 for Norwood. Madison Norwood, a senior. Gore back into the game. On the court right now for the Lions is Willard, Norwood, Gore, Brown, and Reams. Gottfried bringing it down the court. Hold on the right side. Gottfried looking, trying to set up a play. Going nice and slow, trying to put on some moves. He looks, dribbles out, right side, throws it to the top of the key to Holt. Holt gets poked away by Gore, and Gore loves it, setting a pick by number 23, Logan Anderson, and he takes a deep 2 and misses that one. Rebound by Willard. And Willard hands it off to Gore just for a last-second heave, which really never had any chance.
As the first quarter comes to a close, the running Patriots lead 15-9 over the Lions. Parker, what did we see in the first quarter there?
Well, Caleb, I don't think Coach McKinney is happy at all with what he saw. Holt has absolutely run over the defense of the Lions. He has had a great individual effort, and the score really shows that, making the 3 and having a lot of good drives from coast to coast. And I think we've seen DeShields try to do that, and quite honestly, he hasn't had any success.
By my tally, Ethan Holt, the point guard, has 8 points for the running Patriots. And just rushed offense, I feel like, on both sides. Neither team really has had a full possession where they're getting the ball down low and looking at all their options. For the running Patriots, it seems that they're going to their fast break offense, pushing it almost every single possession, and just paying off for them as Ethan Holt has really taken control of this game.
Well, and Caleb, what do you think the Lions need to do to get back into this right now? Because you look at the size and maybe even, I guess you say, the muscle mass, and the Lions are clearly the bigger team, but they're not playing like the bigger team right now.
Well, they've got the size in Brown and DeShields and even Norwood, but they're not utilizing it. They've hardly even gotten the ball down low to them in the post, feeding it to them where they can get good position. So I think that's what they need to do.
Well, in the words of Kobe Bryant, they got to quit playing like Sharman and quit being soft. Big pass from Gore to Norwood under the basket. He tries to go up, goes up for the second chance, gets his second rebound, goes up, gets fouled, and gets the basket and 1 for Norwood.
And that right there, one of the biggest plays of the game so far for the Lions, is that exactly. Gore gets it down low to Norwood. He misses his first 2 shots, but grabs those rebounds, puts it up. Now he's going to the line to make a 3-point play.
Chance right here to make it a 3-point game as well. Norwood at the basket, Reams on the court, Brown on the court, Burton on the court, and Gore on the court. Shot is up, and he misses it. 11-15 with 7 minutes left in this game. Gottfried, now the main ball handler, has switched from Holt. I think they want Holt to be a shooter, maybe pushing him to the number 2 position. Holt now bringing down the court. Burton's the one guarding him. Holt, deep 3, hits that one, rebounded out. Brown gets the rebound. Gore bringing it down the court now with a lot of speed. No way Holt can get him, and he has just sort of a heave there. Underhanded layup, doesn't get it. Gottfried with the rebound now, bringing it down the court. Passes it over across the field to Yoder, which is knocked away by Brown. Possession goes to the running Patriots.
And I know we've talked about it, Parker, but there you saw Mason Gore take the ball for the Lions, came all the way down the court in about 2 or 3 seconds, and put up a really rushed shot that wasn't a great look. I don't think that's what Coach McKinney wants to see from his team.
No, it's not at all. Gottfried passes it right off. 2:24. Shannon Yoder, who gives it to Holt. Holt with a little teardrop, rebounded by Brown. And Dennis now onto the court, bringing it down. Finds Reams. Reams wants to take the 3, gets denied. Gottfried with the rebound. Big heave to Holt. Holt takes a Jimmer Fredette 3, and it rounds right out. Doesn't get that one. Right onto the basket. Great individual effort. Anderson trying to go, and he does. Surrounded by 3 Lions players, and Coach McKinney is saying, what is going on right now? Dennis at the top of the key, trying to slow this offense down. Make a play, set it up. Reams finds Norwood on the inside. Norwood for the easy 2, and it is a swish. Great basket there.
And there the Lions see success in getting to their big men. What we've talked about, that's what they need to continue to do.
Gottfried with the ball. Coming up to half court. Dennis playing lockdown defense. Switch right there over with Yoder.
As Yoder is called for the walk The Lions down 13-17 with just over 6 minutes to play here in the first half.
Brown inbounds to Dennis. Dennis crossing half court. Dennis pointing right. Looking for a pick. Doesn't get it. Wants his big man to come up. Norwood with the ball. Hands it off to Brown. Brown with the fadeaway too. Airballed that one. Rebound by Yoder. Yoder finds Holt. Holt bringing it down the court. Burns Burton. Gets a foul with the shot. Misses the shot. Here's a chance for two from Holt.
And I don't think we've said anybody else's name really for the running Patriots other than Holt tonight. He's taken a commanding control of this game, honestly, and of the team. And really, he's their only offensive production.
And Caleb Holt, the only thing I don't think he's doing tonight is getting rebounds. As I say that, he makes his first shot there. High five from his teammates Anderson as well as Childress. Here's the second shot. Dribbles the ball 3 times. Shoots it up. Makes that one 2. Easy 2 points, and that's what you want to see. Free throw. It's called a free throw for a reason. And there's some substitutions right now. Burton onto the court. DeShields, Reams, Dennis, and Norwood. Dennis bringing it down the court. Norwood passes him on the right, trying to get down in position. Burton to his right, DeShields to his left. Back to the top, deep 2 from Dennis, and he makes it. Keeps the hand in the air. A little bit of excitement there, as it's a 19-15 game. 4 points now. 4-point spread for the running Patriots. Gottfried finds Holt. Holt looks for Yoder. Yoder now has the ball. Takes it all the way in, and he's got it with the foul. On an offensive foul. Charge there, no basket. Burton with the inbound.
A strong drive there from Yoder, but just a little too strong as Trey Dennis set himself up right in the lane and was able to take that charge.
And as a coach, you don't need to be mad at that. That was a great offensive take. Dennis bringing it down. Burton to his left. DeShields gets the ball, tries to look down under to Norwood. Doesn't get it. Picked off by number 24, Yoder. But then Reams tries to get it, doesn't. Gottfried dribbling it through the entire Lions defense. And no points there. Could not capitalize. Burton with the ball, goes up. Gets the easy 2 basket. Dennis was there for the putback if he needed it. Inbounds to Gottfried. Dennis clapping his hands right in Gottfried's face, trying to shut him down. Gottfried just getting over the half-court line. Heaves it up to Holt. Holt burns Reams. Throws the basket up, misses it. Rebounded by the Lions. And that's going to be a foul. 2 shots for number 23, Anderson. I think the foul was on DeShields.
Foul on Madison Norwood there, the senior, who was going up for the rebound. As you said, Anderson just was able to body him out for that board and get it.
And there's the first shot, which is bounced right out. DeShield gets that, tossed it over the ref. Number 23, Anderson, we've seen a little bit of him tonight, but not really that much. Playing more of a quiet game, getting some rebounds, but not really much of an offensive player tonight. Makes the second basket as I say that. Norwood, inbound to Dennis. Dennis bringing it down the court with a little bit of speed this time. Trying to get his teammates involved. Looks left and looks right. Waves over to DeShields. DeShield looks. He wants to have a go. Doesn't get it, but gets the foul. That'll be 2 for DeShields at the line. And Caleb, what do you think is not clicking for DeShields? This is probably his 3rd or 4th take, and I don't know that he's made basket off of it yet.
Well, that was one of his first real offensive looks.
Right.
And it seems that he's just being a little bit passive on the offensive side, not demanding the ball as we've seen him in past games, especially against Oak Level, where he was able to just pound the boards down low and use his size and strength. Whereas today, he doesn't have as much of a size and strength advantage, and it seems that he's just content to be passive.
Into the game, Lowell for number 24, Yoder, as well as number 25, Gerber. DeShields with the second shot. That one's up, and he makes it.
It's a 1-point game here with just over 5 minutes to go in the second quarter as the Lions go to a full-court press.
That's a heave right up. DeShield knocks it out of bounds. Possession goes to the running Patriots.
And there we see a lineup for the Lions that has the most height out of any they've had, with Reams, Burton, DeShields, and Brown in. Looks like they're trying to hit the boards and try and get the ball down low in the post on offense.
Lowell with the inbound. Finds Holt. Holt splits the D, passes it over to number 15, Lowell again. And an absolute air ball from Gottfried. Looking for something else there that he could not and did not find. But possession still with the running Patriots. Inbound's going to be from Lowell. Lowell finds Holt. Holt for three, and it is up, and it is back out. Rebound by Reams. He's pressured in the corner by Holt. Holt passes it right off. DeShields has the ball down under from a great pass from Dennis. Goes up, and he cannot capitalize again. Clearly had the height, had the opportunity, but just could not do it. Gottfried playing a little bit of one-on-one with Dennis. Pass to Holt. Holt for three again. Misses it. Brown trying to get the rebound. Squirms out. Dennis with the ball. One-on-one versus Gottfried. Passes it up. Just rebounds off, and that's going to be a tip from Brown. But looks like they're going to get the possession anyway. Lions possession.
As we see visible frustration on the Lions' part, especially Trey Dennis and Jamal DeShields. That's a mouthful right there. As nothing really falling offensively, it seems that they're just getting frustrated.
DeShields passes it to Browns. Browns for a mid-range two. Rounds out. First we've seen Hedges. Already has a rebound and already has an immediate putback for two. Not even being in the game for seconds. Timeout by Kenny. 21-20 as the Lions have their first lead of the night.
We're going to go to a quick station identification.
Hey, this is Leonard Burton, varsity basketball player from Winston-Salem Christian School. You're listening to TriadSportsCoverage.com.
And Caleb, we're back. What do you think Hedges has already brought to this game? This is someone we're very excited and got to interview last game. And already, with just his couple seconds of the game, he got a rebound and put that back up for two to give the Lions their first lead of the night.
Right, Coach McKinney subbed him in there, and immediately on the first possession, he comes in, grabs a board, gets 2 points, turns this game around as the Lions have a 1-point lead, 21-20, just over 4 minutes to go in the second quarter.
And a little bit of messing around here at first. Holt taking on Dennis and DeShields, passes it right off to number 25, Caleb Gerber, and he gets the baskets. Inbound by Hedges. Dennis bringing it down. Tries to slow it down. A little bit of handling skills. Burton for three. Misses that one. Dennis with the rebound. Looks down under. Finds Brown. Brown goes up for an easy two, but misses it. Brown with another rebound. Turnaround. Misses that one as well. Hedges trying to get the rebound, but can't. DeShields goes up. Misses that as well. Brown again, now with the ball. Gets blocked. Big block there by number 21, Luke Childress. And finally a rebound by Holt. Holt now down the field, one-on-one versus Hedges, and Burton passes it off. Cannot seem to convert there. Dennis now bringing it down to the court. He finds Hedges down below. Hedges goes up, wants the foul, doesn't get it, but gets the points.
Just incredibly rushed, incredibly messy couple of offensive possessions we've seen there.
And Caleb, Luke Childress said, Brown, you're mine. He swatted his ball, gave him no options. Gottfried from the corner, looks inside, gets taken away by DeShields. DeShields finds Burton, sees Hedges on the pass, finds it down under. Hedges can't quite get it, but gets an amazing save and puts it right back into Dennis. Great individual play there by Hedges and Dennis. Making something out of nothing.
As the Lions take a 2-point lead, Surrey's going to take a timeout. A 3-point lead for the Lions, 25-22. 2:42 left to go in the second quarter. Coach McKinney there is about to make a 5-person substitution for his team. It seems that he is not happy with the level of production that the Lions are putting on, which is a common theme that Coach McKinney has not really been happy tonight.
No, it is not, Caleb. And right there, we do want to highlight a little bit. Hedges had a great pass down under from Burton. Down low from Burton. Burton fumbles the ball. Looks like it's going to go out of bounds, but throws it back behind his shoulder without even looking, right to Dennis, and Dennis gets it easy too. Probably one of the best plays we've seen all night tonight from them.
Well, since Josh Hedges has entered the game, we've seen 2 rebounds from him, 4 points and an assist. He's been a great spark both offensively and defensively for the Lions since he's come off the bench.
And now into the game, we have Willard, Norwood, Reams, Gore, and Burton. Gottfried with the ball, passes to Holt. Holt fumbles it, passes it back to Gottfried. Gottfried looks at 3, says no. Holt has the ball. Matchup tonight against Gore currently, like what we saw right there at the beginning of the game. Passes it back to Holt. Holt tries to find the big man inside, but gets taken away by Reams. But then who passes it right back to Holt? He goes up and gets a 2 with an acrobatic layup down in the lane. Inbound by Norwood. Norwood, he finds Gore, but that one's picked off. Pass to Gottfried. Gottfried one-on-one with Burton. He gets fouled. No foul. Just a knockout of possession. And McKinney already has a substitution up at hand where it looks like Dennis is going in for Gore. Not happy with what he saw, and Reams is coming out for Shields. Excuse me, for Hedges. Not Shields. That's not anybody on their team. Holt with the ball. Looks to Gottfried. Gottfried trying to make something happen. Crosses up Willard. Back to Gottfried. Gottfried's looking. Can't find anything. Pass it down to Holt. Holt wants a three. Says no. Passes it back to Gottfried. Gottfried for three. Misses that one. Rebound by Norwood. Big, strong rebound by him. And he passes it off to Dennis. Dennis now bringing it down the court. A little bit rushed. Looks like he wants to take it himself. Passes it out to Willard. Willard up for three. Airballs that one. Rebound by Yoder. Rebound by number 25, Caleb Gerber.
And we've seen a lot of three-point shooting tonight from both teams. Neither team really able to convert heavily on the three-point shooting. From both Holt and number 42, Gottfried, for the Running Patriots. If they were to convert on half their threes, this game could be very different.
Right. Oh, and Holt trying to cross out Willard and crosses up himself, loses the ball in the process. Possession now for the Lions. Norwood's coming out of the game for Brown, changing height for height there. Brown inbounds the ball to Dennis. Dennis slowing down the court right now, telling his teammates to play. Looks left to Burton. Burton goes right back to Dennis. Dennis for three, and the ball is up. Rebounds out, but right there, Hedges with a great rebound. Can't hold on to the ball. Don't know if it's a strength issue. Fast break here for Holt. Holt versus Willard, and Holt has the look, but just misses the shot. Can't convert on an easy two. Willard now with the ball. Willard throws it right back up to Dennis. Dennis tries to find Brown. Can't find him. Willard back to Dennis. Dennis down to Brown now. Brown up for easy two. Misses that one. Rebound by Lowell. Lowell finds Gottfried. Gottfried now with a pick from 23 Anderson on the point guard, Dennis. Gottfried, lone point guard, passes to Holt. Holt thinks for three, says no. Finds 25 under down low. Misses that one. Gerber had a chance, but it looks like it's going to be an offensive foul.
The travel call there on Gerber as he got the ball down low from Holt.
Dennis now bringing it down the court again. Trying to slow the ball down. Passes it off to Willard. Willard will be the point man now. Willard looking for someone, gets poked away by Gottfried, but Willard maintains possession, finds Brown in the corner. Back to Willard. Willard sees Burton down low. Passes it out to Dennis. Dennis from a mid-range two. Off the rebound. Willard gets the rebound. Dennis from three, deep three. And just barely misses that one on the front of the rim. And that concludes your first two quarters. Caleb?
As the Lions have a 1-point lead going into halftime, 25-24 over the Running Patriots. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with some first half analysis.
Today, community means more than the place you live. It's groups of people connected by shared interests and similar experiences. Your yoga class, your work colleagues, your book club. With all the communities in your life, shouldn't there be one for your financial life? We're First Community. Financial experts here to work with you on your personal, business, investments, and insurance needs. That's the power of community.
Hey, it's Biggie, and I'm here with the 2013 Barbecue Pitmasters Alabama champions, Ricky Wayne and Pig Daddy of Bibbs Downtown. Gentlemen, what's it like being reality stars?
Hey, it's almost as good as Bibbs Ribs, baby.
We're not Eastern or Western, we're Western.
I'll tell you one thing, I never trust a skinny cook, and these guys got it going on.
Hey, you can bring your family in, or if you like Biggie, come on in on Friday and get your Bibbs fixed.
It's barbecue with a downtown vibe.
They've got dine-in, takeout, catering, and a private event space. Be sure to follow them on Twitter and Facebook, and you can always check them out at BibbsDowntown.com.
And we are back here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, as the Winston-Salem Christian School Lions lead the Surrey Home Educator Running Patriots 25-24. With about 8 minutes to go here in the halftime break.
And Caleb, the Patriots are running right now.
That they are, Parker.
I've wanted to say that the whole game.
A lot of pace for both teams offensively. And for the Lions, that pace has, been evidenced in a lot of turnovers, a lot of sloppy play, something that Coach McKinney's not really happy with.
Right, and I think we've seen a lot of that. Coach, he's been somewhat frustrated, and I think we've seen that in his somewhat sporadic I guess you could say, somewhat sporadic substitutions where he'll start a 5 at the beginning of the second quarter, and then immediately within 10 seconds subs out 2 of those guys, and then the second he subs out, Norwood's right back on the back on the line to come back in, and you're kind of saying, Coach, what's going on? And I think he just doesn't have much grace today. I think he's very focused on this win, and he's not pleased with what he's getting, and so he said, hey, if you can't produce in the time you're in, even if it's for 25 seconds, I'm taking you out of the game.
Well, I think what he's looking for is effort, especially defensively and rebounding, and he's not seeing that from a lot of his guys, and so he's not afraid to sub 5 guys at a time. He's not afraid to sub a guy if he's been in there for 2 possessions, and we've seen that a lot today, especially the 5-man sub where he just takes his whole team out, and a lot of frustration there on the bench for the players and the coach, which leads us to another discussion. Jamal DeShields has been relatively silent tonight.
Caleb, he has, and again, we don't know the exact stats, but from my records, he's had about 4 takes to the basket, and he's missed all of them. And then even when he had one of the most, eventful plays of the game, his and one, which was one of the ones he did get to make, he missed his free throw, And so at the times he needed to be clutch, he simply was not, and there's really no way around that. And Caleb, what does he need to do differently? What do you think this is mental? What's going on right now?
Well, I think for the second game in a row, he is the biggest and the strongest player out there on the court.
Absolutely.
And offensively, he's not producing a lot right now. But if that's not working for him, he needs to be hitting the boards. He needs to be playing strong defense, commanding the lane. And, that's something that he's not doing either. So in addition to being offensively ineffective in the first half, he's been defensively and in rebounding, he's been pretty quiet, which for a guy like DeShields, who's big and strong and fast, shouldn't be the case that all 3 of those categories have been pretty bad for him.
Yeah, and Caleb, he's probably going somewhere in the 75, maybe even down to 60% range right now. I don't think we're even seeing a shining light of what he could be, which is a perfect segue to Holt. Caleb, Ethan Holt, he's tearing it up.
Right, the point guard for the running Patriots, he's been sort of the opposite of DeShields. High intensity, high pressure all game long, hasn't stopped. On defense, he's all up in Mason Gore's face. He's all up in Trey Dennis's face. On offense, he's pulling up from 3. He hasn't really seen a shot tonight that he doesn't like, and he leads the team in points. By my count, he has 12. And, he can score on the drive. We saw a number of takes where he would just go one-on-one down into the lane on a quick drive. And on the other side, he can step out beyond the arc, and he can take a deep 3. So for the running Patriots, he's been a huge offensive weapon.
Caleb, and Holt, I think we need to add, to just give a visual for those of you who are not at this game, Holt maybe soaking wet is, 110 pounds, maybe 120. He's a little guy, and he's very thin, but that has not shown at any point on the court tonight where he is absolutely dominating. And again, not as much on rebounds, but his dribbling skills, he hasn't, I don't think, had a turnover. And then on top of that, shooting from 3, his ability to get open, his ability to just make plays happen, even if it's individual, taking it coast to coast. We've seen that multiple times tonight, and I think he's going to keep going and keep doing that. I don't see any stopping from him.
As the Lions come out of the locker room at halftime with a 1-point lead, the body language says it all, Parker. I don't think they're happy with the way that first half went. They're lacking energy right now. They're lacking enthusiasm. And, I don't know what Coach McKinney said to them in there at halftime, but hopefully he's going to be able to fire up his boys and have a better second-half performance than we saw in the first half.
Absolutely. And Coach McKinney, he talked a little bit up to us before the game, just sort of saying how this week's practice, as you were hitting on in pregame, Caleb, has been somewhat off and on, and I think they're a little bit frustrated, teammate to teammate as well as teammate to coach, and I think he just walks by the bench right now and he looks over and he goes, well, that sucked, which, I don't know if there's any other way to say it.
For Coach McKinney, a usually pretty positive guy, Parker, he doesn't seem to be in a positive mindset right now, and he's not afraid to show it.
Caleb, you're right, and I think I could say the same about you or me even. Generally, there's people, that are happy and good to be around. And Joey McKinney is one of those people. One of the nicest guys I've met being a part of this organization the time that I have. And I haven't seen him like he has been today. This is some of the first time I've gotten to see him where he's frustrated. And with good reason as well, I might add, where his standout players, the ones who could potentially go Division I, are, like we said, playing 60%. I said 75 to 60. I might even want to move that down to halfway, because when we were coming into this job, Caleb, Mike Pettaway told us, he said, watch out for Jamal DeShields. He has just about a dunk a game. He's going to have some great threes. He's going to dominate this court. And Caleb, he hasn't.
Yeah, we haven't seen a dunk from him in the past 2 games. Just a lack of effort there on Jamal DeShields' part. Who, DeShields is a player who almost at will could take over a game. He's got the body type for it. He's got the skill for it. And yet we haven't seen that sort of desire to take over a game from him that Mike Pettaway has referenced, and that Coach McKinney knows that he can do. As we see DeShields and Gore, the senior freshman duo, sitting on the bench talking it out. And while the Lions do have a 1-point lead going into the second half, it doesn't feel like that. It feels like the Running Patriots have really dominated this first half. A lot of turnovers, a lot of sloppy play from the Lions. And the Running Patriots right now have a great chance to come out here and take this game if they want it.
They do, Caleb. And one more thing I'd like to hit on real quick, 2 minutes until game, to the start of the second half. Landon Burton, one of the two brother with Logan Burton, both seniors on the team, but Landon Burton, I think he's hit the shift key because he is capitalizing. Whoa, that was cool. He's doing really well tonight. And again, I think he is the Josh Hedges of last week, where he's kind of silent. You haven't seen him do just too many explosive plays, but he really hasn't had turnovers tonight. He hasn't had sloppy play. He's doing great handling the ball as well as playing defense, as well as finding some twos and making some good drives. And I think he's probably my MVP of the first half. I thought he's playing well for the Lions at least, and of course Holt, MVP of the game, as well as for the Running Patriots.
Well, and this would be the type of situation where, maybe a guy like Jordan Leak, who we're not seeing for the rest of the season, could come in and really just lead his team as a senior, both on and off the court, with his words, with what he says to the guys on the bench. And, with Burton, we see that. But, I don't think that there's been really an offensive highlight for the Lions. We talked a little bit about Burton. We talked a little bit about Hedges. But, on the Running Patriots side, we see Holt just completely dominating offensively for his team. Whereas with the Lions, we don't really see that kind of domination. And for the Lions, in order for them to have a great second half, and in order for them to win, they're going to have someone step up into that role.
And Caleb, I want to take back what I said about MVP of the first half. I think the new MVP of the first half is the AD for the Lions, Miss McKinney, because she just brought us both 2 Gatorades, and that's true leadership. That's the real MVP right there. Thank you. You're the reason we do this, Miss McKinney. Go Lions. Am I allowed to say that? We biased? Nope. Second half possession is going to go to the Lions. The Shield will be inbounding to Dennis. On the court, we have Brown, Burton, and Reams, as well as Dennis and DeShields. For the Running Patriots, number 42, Gottfried, Holt. I'm losing sight here, 23, Anderson, Yoder.
And number 15, Brett Lowell, rounds out the starting lineups.
Holt with the ball, getting poked away by Dennis. He gets the ball taken away from Dennis. Dennis individual, 2 points, takes it down the court with the steal. Quick 2 points there, first of the half. Another possession stolen by DeShields, who passes it to Brown, who makes a quick, easy 2. And Coach McKinney, I'm sure, is loving what he's seeing. Inbound pass to Gottfried. Gottfried, being pressured, draws the foul. Will maintain possession. Trying to find where to throw the ball.
As the Running Patriots have inbounded the ball twice already in the second half, they're seeing full court pressure from the Lions, and that's how the Lions have been able to get 2 steals on 2 subsequent possessions and convert on both of those.
Gottfried trying to get the ball down the field, wishing he was anywhere but there right now. Having trouble guarding it. DeShields on him. Looks for Holt, can't find it. Takes it down, finds Anderson. Misses that ball. Tries to get it out. Finds number 23, Anderson again. Anderson up, makes the 2 baskets. Brown inbound to Dennis. Dennis quick pace, finds the Shield. Cross-court pass. Back to the top of the key to Dennis. Burton now on the right side. Burton to Brown. Brown to Dennis. Dennis looks for 3, says no. Wants the Shields, throws it over to Brown. Brown for 3. And he airballs that one wide. Gottfried with the ball. Looks at Holt. Passes the ball to Holt. Holt now across his half-court line. Back to Gottfried. Gottfried finds Lowe under the basket. Holt down in the wing now. Tries to find Childress under the basket. Just a miscommunication. Bad pass there. Holt shaking his head. Takes the blame for it. Dennis now with the ball. Finds DeShields. DeShield wants it. Goes in. Makes the easy two. Caleb, and now we've seen a different DeShields already in this in this second half.
Right. We saw there a drive. We saw a desire for him to want to score, and he did when he wanted to.
And a great effort there by Dennis, shaking the bench's hand to Surrey. He just went flying right into them. 15 will be inbounding. Lowell to Holt. Holt versus Dennis. Gets it to Gottfried. Gottfried now tries to get down low, but kick ball there by Brown as he was trying to find Anderson. Anderson with the bright green socks on the night. Can't miss him. As well as his comrade Childress with the turquoise socks. Very interesting pick.
Although they do accent his shoes pretty well.
They do. Both of them match very well. Inbound pass to Gottfried. Gottfried wants the three. Says no. Passes to Holt. Holt's got the three, and it's up, and he swishes that one. Bringing the game back down to just two. Dennis now with the ball. Talking to coach. Trying to set up a play. Finds Burton on the right side. Back to Brown up at the top. Brown poked away by Holt. Back to Burton. Burton thinks about three. Says no. Tries to get a charge. Can't get it. DeShields under the basket. Gets knocked down. Tries again and finally draws the foul. DeShields will go to the line for two. Great defense right there by number 21, Childress.
And Parker, that's what we didn't see at all in the first half. We've seen immediately coming out here in the third quarter is just a desire from Jamal DeShields. When he's missing it, he's grabbing his own rebounds. When he wants to, he's driving. He's converting his buckets as he misses the first free throw there. But an effort and an intensity from DeShields that we haven't seen at all in this game so far.
Caleb, number 21, Childress for the running Patriots, now has 3 fouls in this game. He's substituted out for Yoder, who is now into the game. Holt now brings down the court, crosses the half point. Tries to look for Gottfried, but gets poked away by Brown. Burton now with the ball. Burton's going to hand it off to DeShields at the top of the key. DeShields wants the three. Taking it again. Mid-range two. Swishes that one. Great pass by Burton. Great pick by Brown. Gottfried with the ball. Guarded by Brown. Finds Holt. Guarded by DeShields. Poked away by DeShields. Handed off to Burton. Burton now with Brown. Guarded by Anderson. He gets fouled. And that's going to be 2.
And immediately coming out here in the third quarter, again, I can't emphasize it enough, a lot of effort from Jamal DeShields. Great defensive effort from the Lions in general. As Logan Brown will go to the line to shoot 2. But steals from Burton, steals from DeShields. Whatever Coach McKinney said to them at halftime must have inspired them.
Well, like you threatened, 8 o'clock run. That's probably what he said. And when you say 8 o'clock, 6 a.m. run, I don't care who you are. You're going to start doing something different from whatever you weren't doing. And that's that simple. On the court currently for the Lions, Reams, DeShields, Brown, Burton, and Dennis. Ball inbound for the running Patriots. Holt tries to take it down the court. Brown guarding him. He's got the chance, goes up against Reams, misses the basket. Rebound by DeShields. DeShields looks left, thinks he's going to take it all the way. He does. Takes it to the basket. Rebounds out. Burton trying to get the rebound. Can't. Gottfried now with the ball.
Even on a miss like that, it's nice to see Jamal DeShields wanting to score and taking it all the way.
Absolutely, and great pass by Holt trying to get down low to Anderson. Anderson simply can't take the pass. Too much mustard on that hot dog. Now we got a pass from Norwood. Nord now into the game. Nord will look to Dennis. Dennis slowing the play down. Looks over at coach. Calls the play out. Reams to the left. Burton to the right. DeShields down low as well as Norwood. DeShields gets the ball. Can't hang on to it. Holt with the steal. Like always, taking it down one-on-one versus Burton. And he makes it. 2 for Holt. Dennis again. Talking to coach. Crosses half court. Finds DeShield down low. DeShield 2. Swishes that one, and he's trying to take over this game, Caleb.
Right, we're seeing a battle now between Ethan Holt and Jamal DeShields. Seems that both of those guys want to take over the offense for their teams.
Gottfried with the ball. Holt right. Yoder now. Hands off to Holt. Sets the pick. Holt hands off to Yoder. Now Gottfried's got the ball. Yoder a little bit confused here at the top of the key, playing the same position as Gottfried. Hands it off to Yoder. Yoder tries to go in. Looks like a walk, and it's going to be a walk.
And a good defensive possession there for the Lions. One of the first times they've been able to slow down the running Patriots and not let them get into their offensive rhythm.
Dennis crosses half court, finds Reams. He wants the three, and he doesn't get it. Bounces out, but DeShields gets the rebound, goes right back up for two. Can't quite get that one. Rebound there by Anderson. Anderson hands off to Gottfried. Gottfried crosses half court. Dennis playing great defense, tries to find him. Does find, Low Al. Right down low, and great effort by him. Dennis, again, playing much slower offense this half, trying to set up some good plays. Looks Reams left. Passes back to Dennis. Dennis looks Burton, says no. Back to Reams. Reams wants the three, can't get it. Back to Dennis up top. Dennis going into the lane. Finds Norwood under the basket, and he can't get it. DeShields says, I want it, and he's got it. 2 for DeShields.
Well, all of the last 6 points for the Lions have come through Jamal DeShields. He's been offensively hot in this third quarter.
Absolutely. Gottfried finds Holt. Holt crosses up Dennis. Gottfried for three. Misses that one. Rebound by Norwood. An aggressive and strong rebound, might I add. Dennis now with speed on the shoes. Running down the court. Finds Burton. Great assist. Dennis knew it was good. Burton knew it was good. Coach McKinney is excited. Now Gottfried trying to erase the 7-point deficit for the running Patriots. Gottfried pans it off. Yoder now with the ball. Yoder finds Holt. Holt's trying to look for three. Great defense by Dennis. Doesn't have much time. Back to Yoder. Yoder's now double-teamed. Holding on Dennis. That'll be possession for the running Patriots.
And even there, where a foul was called on Trey Dennis, he was going for the ball as he tried to take it from Yoder. Unfortunately called for the foul, but a lot of hustle there from Trey Dennis.
Now in for the game, Gore and Brown for Reams and DeShields. Holt switches court over to Gerber. Gerber can't find it, and he's got another walk, knows it, shakes his head. Coach is not happy with that one. Norwood inbounds to Dennis. Dennis brings it down, calls out reset. He's got Burton to his left. Now Gore to his right. Brown in the corner of the right side. Norwood sets a pick. Dennis finds Norwood. Norwood wants two. Can't find it. Brown open for the three. Doesn't take it. And that's another walk. Frustrated with that call, but you're not going to win that battle.
Well, and a good look there from Trey Dennis as he's able to sort of facilitate this Lions offense. Was able to penetrate the lane and then find Brown on the outside. If he hadn't traveled, he would have been in the lane quickly.
Holt now. Great defense. Gottfried. Deep two. Up. Misses that one. Rebound by Burton. Burton decides to take it. Dennis now right side. Brown left. Norwood trying to get position down low. Burton with the ball. Looks left. Looks right. Goes in. Gets the two, but doesn't get it. Norwood with the rebound. He puts it back in after a funny roll there off the rim.
And a strong rebound there allowed Norwood to pull down. Good box out, and he's got 2 points.
Holt for three. It's up. It's good. And that one sounded beautiful. And ladies and gentlemen, Holt, if you didn't know, now you know. Sheesh. Dennis with the ball, top of the key. Gottfried trying to guard him. Does. Picked by Norwood. Brown now on the left side. Can't find anything. Switch court pass to Gore. Gore wants it. Passes it out to Burton. Burton low pass, can't convert. And that's going to be a travel with a good block there by Anderson, it looks like.
Both Coach and Burton don't know why they got the call there.
No,
as
Coach McKinney.
The ball was knocked out of Burton's hands as he was going up for it. Still called for the travel.
Not happy with that one. Gore, great defense on Gottfried. Gottfried hands it off to Holt. Holt goes back to Gottfried. Gottfried can't find anything. He's carrying it around. He finds Gerber underneath, and that's another walk. 3 possessions in a row now.
Just back-to-back possessions for both the running Patriots and the Lions.
Some of these players should probably think about switching to cross country or something to do more walking. Basketball might not be the sport. Dennis now. Top of the key. Looks back at the clock. 6 seconds to go. Gore's not aware that the time is running down. Gore up for 2. That one's missed. Horn sounds into the third. Caleb, right now, Lions lead 42 to the running Patriots 36. What's changed so far in this second half?
Well, there's just been a change of, I think, desire from the Lions. They've shown that they really want this game. Offensively on the boards, we've seen strong rebounding from Mason Norwood. We've seen strong rebounding from DeShields. A big effort from Jamal DeShields in that third quarter. He had 8 points there. And just, really sort of coming awake as Coach McKinney said, they need to be inspired. And that's what we've seen. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, and we'll come back for the start of the fourth quarter.
Is your business going to die alone? Never meet the customers of its dreams? Just sit on the couch crying into a carton of ice cream while other businesses are out there thriving? New Expression can help. Without the right marketing, you're a wallflower. Without a great website, you're not going to turn heads. And without social media, you don't even have a friend to tell people what a great personality you have. New Expression can give your business a total brand makeover and get you out there, attracting customers. It used to be about who had the biggest ad in the phone book. Today, customers hit the web to locate and research before they call. If Google isn't steering customers to your site or they're not impressed by what they see, you're missing out. New Expression does web design and can provide a free analysis to see how your site stacks up against the competition. Don't have time to constantly update social media? Want cool custom apps and graphics? New Expression can help there too. From print design to mobile marketing to online presence to brand identity, New Expression can help you express yourself. Find out more at nuexpression.com.
And we're here at the fourth quarter. New faces Joshua Eco. Shot up by Holt, though. Rebounded by Dennis. Dennis now on the court with the Burton, Norwood, Brown, and Gore. Dennis looks for Burton. Burton trying to find a teammate. Norwood now at the top of the key. Looks over for Gore. Gore wants three, and it's up. And he's got it, and he loves it. 3 points. McKinney is happy with that shot. Holt now bringing it down the court. Trying to shut this 9-point deficit down. Got Gottfried to his right. He sees him. Almost a bad pass there. Gottfried up. Can't quite convert. Norwood now. Third rebound of the second half. Passes off to Burton. Burton the point man. Looking for options. Burton drives right. Finds Gore in the corner. Gore again for a three. Misses that one, but rebound by Dennis. And he goes up for two. Gets fouled, but misses. He'll go to the line for a chance at 2.
And Parker, there we saw defensive and offensive rebounds for the Lions. Defensively was Madison Norwood. Offensively was Trey Dennis off the Mason Gore miss. And that really is what's been contributing to their success here recently in the third and fourth quarter, is that they're just going after the ball, and they're not going to let the running Patriots have it.
The first shot is missed by Dennis. As number 23, Anderson, goes out for number 21, Childress. Makes the second shot, Dennis does. Goes 50% on that option. DeShields now on the line, trying to come in. Gottfried bringing the ball down the court. He finds Holt. Holt shakes and bakes, trying to get Dennis off his tail. Passes it back to Gottfried. Gottfried now has got 31, Eco. Back to Gottfried. Gottfried down under 15, Lowell. Gottfried for three. Misses that one. Rebound by Lowell, though. Back to Gottfried. Gottfried finds Holtz. Nope. Says no. Gottfried still finds Lowell. Lowell back to Gottfried. Gottfried to Eco. Eco up for three. He misses that one just wide. Burton trying to rebound. Doesn't quite get it. Dennis now on a fast break. 1v3. He goes up. Tries to get swatted, but doesn't. Rebound by Gottfried. No points. Gore now really strong. Double team. Dennis and Gore. Dennis has the ball after the steal. Goes up for two. Doesn't get it. Rebound by Gerber. Gottfried now with the ball. Gore trying to take it from him. That's going to be a foul on Gore. Unnecessary foul, but a foul nonetheless.
Early on in this game, we saw offensive, almost hectic pace from the Lions. They weren't able to get anything going. It seemed they were disorganized. And now we're seeing that here from the running Patriots. The Lions have found a defensive rhythm, and they're knocking them out of the running Patriots' offensive rhythm.
And DeShield comes in now for Dennis. On the court, Brown, Burton, Gore, DeShields, and Norwood. They're playing hands-up defense. Holt for deep three. Misses that one. Rebound by Brown. Brown finds Gore. He's got DeShields and Burton, but he takes it himself, hands it to Burton. Gets two. Good rebounds. And the bench for the running Patriots doesn't like that. It looked like it may have been a double dribble. Doesn't get the call. Gottfried now with the ball. 36-48. Gottfried to Holt. Holt wants a three. Back to Gottfried. Gottfried looks down low. Gets stolen by Burton. Burton's got Gore. Tries to find him, but he can't. Errant pass by Burton.
Well, there we saw Jamal DeShield step up in the low post. As Holt was trying to find, it looks like Eco down low. DeShield stepped in and got the steal there.
Gottfried with the ball. Finds Holt. Holt thinks about the three. No look pass back to Gottfried. Gottfried back to Holt. Holt looks for Eco. Can't find him. Holt still with the ball. Now back to Gottfried. Gottfried looks for Eco. Wants to pick instead. Back to Holt. Holt now back to Gottfried. Gottfried for three. Misses that one, air ball. Norwood decides to let that one bounce. Not Norwal. Not Mr. Norwal from Elf, but Norwood. Excuse me. Norwood inbound.
It is the Christmas season. I think that was an appropriate reference.
It was. In fact, I meant to do it. I was hoping that you would catch it. Burton with the ball. Burton's also a snowboarding company. We see it Christmas time. DeShields down under. Mid-range two. Swishes that. Got to have a high percentage the second half. Has been absolutely incredible. Eco. Inbound to Gottfried. Gottfried points. Wants some movement. Finds Holt. Holt wants three. Says no. Back to Gottfried. Gottfried looking left. Gottfried looking right. Finds Eco. Eco doesn't want the ball. Trying to get rid of it. And that's going to be a travel again. Gottfried not quite sure what happened. Didn't see it.
And the Lions have slowly but surely been increasing their lead here in the fourth quarter with just over 4 minutes to play in the game. 50-36 Lions lead.
Substitution, Yoder and Anderson are coming in, it looks like, for Childress and Eco. Timeout for the Lions.
We're going to go to a quick station identification, and we'll be right back.
Hi, this is Miranda McKinney, Athletic Director at Winston-Salem Christian School, and you're listening to TriadSportsCoverage.com.
And we are back here as Coach Joey McKinney of the Winston-Salem Lions calls a timeout. 4:12 to go in the fourth quarter. Lions lead 50-36. They were up 25-24 at halftime. Parker, what have we seen? They've come out here and really just blown this game open.
Well, we said it if we said it once, we said it 10 times. DeShields. The name Jamal DeShields. And he has had multiple mid-range jumpers where, someone gets him right down to the lane. He just turns around and makes that two. And he's been on fire tonight from that distance in the second half, and it's put these points on the board.
Right. In the first half, we didn't see a lot of production from him. But this half, particularly this quarter, we've seen him rebounding. We've seen him getting steals. We've seen him, putting up those short jumpers. And he's been a huge factor here.
Burton now with the ball from the inbound to DeShields. Burton closing in the top of the key. Finds Reams. Reams wants three, you know it. Passes to Norwood, though, down low. That one gets blocked away, but DeShields with the rebound. Mid-range two, misses it. Norwood wants the foul, doesn't get it. 2 rebounds in a row, and he finally gets the 2 points, and Joey McKinney loves it, the coach of the Lions.
A great effort there, rebounding and offensive production from Madison Norwood.
Here's a 2 from Gottfried. 3 from Gottfried, misses it. Brown gets the rebound over the back of Lowell, number 15 for the running Patriots. Burton now with the ball. Finds DeShields. DeShields wants it. Oh, and there was a monster dunk. But he gets called for, is it a walk?
It's a travel there. He traveled right before he took off for that dunk.
And Caleb, when he started running for that goal, people fled like he had the Black Plague. They didn't want none of that. 3 from Gottfried. Misses it. Rebound by Norwood. Pass to Burton. Burton being guarded by Holt. Holt steals the ball. Makes the easy 2. Trying to get them back in the game with 3 minutes left.
Well, there Burton was just looking at Coach, trying to get a signal, and Holt just came and pickpocketed him, had no idea what was going on.
Carelessness. Holt now guarding Burton. Burton with the ball. Signals the Shield to go right. Wants a pick. Finds the Shields anyway. The Shield looks for 3. Says no. Norwood inside. Norwood wants it. Goes up against the big man. Can't get it. Rebound there by 24 Childress, but he says no. Burton back over to DeShields. DeShields wants the Jimmer Fredette 3. Norwood with the pick. Back into Norwood. Norwood gets poked from behind. Ball's up. DeShields with the rebound. Norwood now with the ball, has Reams open to the outside. Misses that shot, though. Rebounded by Lowell. Lowell to Holt. Holt now with the ball, gets blocked by Burton. DeShield wants it, can't get it. Gottfried for three. He misses it. Rebound by Brown, biggest man on the court. Brown looks like he wants to take it up. Burton says, no, sir, that's my job. Burton's got the ball, looks for DeShields. DeShields going in again. Not quite sure what was happening there. Misses that too, and it bounces off the back of the backboard.
Yeah, DeShields looks like he wanted to go straight into the lane. Good defense there from the running Patriots, though, and he put up a really heavily contested shot. As Madison Norwood comes to the bench, gets a big talk from Coach Joey McKinney and the other coaches. They like what they saw out there. A great offensive effort from Madison Norwood in the couple of minutes he was in the fourth quarter.
Now in for the game, both Burton brothers, Reams, Hedges, and Brown. Burton one, passes it into Brown. Brown for the hook shot two, and he gets it, and one possibility.
Good patience there from Logan Burton to wait, see his options, and he was able to find Brown for a good look for two.
And you know the running Patriots sitting there saying, how do we guard this man? Easily 6 foot tall. Number 14, Brown. Now into the game for the first action tonight, Jacob White, the freshman, number 31 for the Lions. Still both Burton brothers, Brown, White, and Hedges. Gottfried with the ball now, slowing the pace down a little bit. Looks for Holt. Holt has the ball. Holt tries to find number 15, Lowell, almost picking off by Brown. Anderson now with the ball. Anderson's trapped in the corner. Can't get around. A lot of pivot there. And that's going to be a travel for moving on the ground with the ball on number 15, Lowell. Coach is not liking that at all for the running Patriots.
Substitutions for the Lions, Mason, Gore, and Willard coming in for Brown and Burton. Let's see Gore take the ball at the point.
Gore, Burton, White, Willard, and Hedges. Big foul there on Gore. He falls to the ground. Just be a possession foul. No shots taken. Burton with the inbound. Going to look for White. Going to find Willard. Willard, mid-range two. Misses that one. Tries to get the rebound for White. Can't do it. Gottfried with the ball still. Minute and 15 to go. Here's Holt for three. And he rounds that one out. Rebound by number 10, Logan Burton. Hedges with the ball. Finds Gore. Hedges now back down the court. Gore's got the ball. Finds White. White gets it poked away. It's a foot race now. Gottfried's got the ball. Fumbles it. Can't find it. Tries to find Holt back, but is picked off by White. Gore now with the ball. Falls down to one knee. Finds White. White for three, and he's got it. Yes, sir. And the stadium loves it from the freshman who just came into this game. Sheesh.
First shot of the game for the freshman. He makes it, and he's pumped.
Thrown up, heave there by Holt. Gets his own rebound. Holt finds Gottfried. Gottfried takes it in the basket. Errant pass. Goes out. That's going to be Lions possession. Burton will be the inbounder to Gore. Gore has the ball. 75% sprint down the court. Finds White. White doesn't want it again. Goes back to Hedges. Hedges, errant pass to 42. Gottfried. Gottfried now brings it down the corner as a point man. Anderson right behind him. He's going to try to take it in. Back out to Gottfried. 4-3. Misses it. Hedges with the rebound. He's double-teamed down low. He finds Gore, who gets poked away by Holt. Holt's ball. Holt throws it off the knee of Gore. And Gore, a little bit of sass there. Doesn't think he likes that little throw it off. A little bit of banter between Gore and Holt. Inbound pass from Lowell. Tries to find Childress down low. He does. Misses the shot, though. And that's going to do it. That ending kind of snuck up on us there. That'll be game. Lions win 57 to the running Patriots 38.
We're going to get an interview with Coach and one of the players here coming up soon in postgame. But a strong performance from the Lions. Parker, one thing I want to point out is that the halves for the Lions and the running Patriots kind of flip-flopped. Here is the Lions advance to 8-5 on the season. Just honestly 2 opposite halves for the running Patriots and the Lions. Whereas in the first half, the running Patriots dominated. The second half, it was all Lions all the way. We have Coach Joey McKinney and the senior Madison Norwood. Parker, you take this one.
And here live we got right now senior Mr. Madison Norwood. Madison, good game tonight, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, as Caleb and I were sort of talking, to start off with, what did Coach tell you guys at halftime? Because we would love to know. I don't know if he put something in the Gatorade or... And are we back? Oh, okay, we're back. Sorry. Somebody just unplugged us. I hope you guys are all still there. Norwood, I'm sorry, as I was saying, what did Coach tell you guys at the half? Because first half, we saw a little bit of slow play, not very many good rebounds. And then as Caleb and I were talking, that second half, you basically dominated under the basket.
Thank you. Well, I'll tell you just what he did. He actually went in the bathroom, got some tissue, said, "I wiped my butt with this, and this is how you guys are playing. So if you don't want to get up at 5:30 in the morning and practice harder than we did yesterday, then something's got to happen." So I tried encouraging my teammates, and it resulted in us getting the win.
Absolutely. I thought that was an incredible second half by you guys. And we also mentioned, I think when anybody mentions 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock running, I don't care what age you are, what sport you play, something's going to change. Whatever's going wrong is going to change, and we definitely saw that. I thought it was a great overall play from you guys. Are you excited about tomorrow night's game? I know it's going to be a high-intensity, high-octane game.
Yes, sir. They are crosstown rivals, and our objective is to beat them as usual.
Right. And you guys, of course, the running Patriots now 0-4 before the game. I know that was you guys' objective. You got to accomplishment, and so that's got to give you some confidence just going into this next game. So
yes, sir. Absolutely.
Congratulations, Madison. We're going to head it over to your coach real quick, and here's Caleb with an interview with Coach McKinney.
Yes, sir.
Coach, I know before the game you and I were talking, you said that you had made a message clear at practice yesterday.
Right.
Did the guys come out and perform the way you expected?
No. Not at all. We came out flat. We came out looked like we hadn't played basketball in a long time. We didn't look like a good team. Yesterday in practice we had a pretty loud message, and we finished practice sharp. Apparently that message was lost overnight, and I had to remind him at halftime.
So for a guy like Jamal DeShields, who seemingly at will can take over a game when he wants to, what does it take for him? First half he was pretty much silent, offensively, defensively, even on the boards. Second half we saw a lot more production from him. What does it take for a guy like him to be able to be a factor in a game?
He right now Jamal has been battling the flu all week, so I think that's one thing that he's kind of fighting through. Normally he's a gamer straight from the get-go. He definitely right now rises his level of play with teams that he feels like are more competitive, and maybe it's right now it's just a maturing process with him when we play teams that he feels like we should beat. He may maybe feel like he can pick and choose a little bit, but he was battling the flu. And he just needs to grow as a player and mature a little more, and that'll come around.
Right. And we've seen, last game with Samuel Ream stepping up, this time Madison Norwood stepping up. What does it mean for you to have players who can come in and, may not be the superstars, but are going to give you a really great performance?
It's a blessing because we were struggling tonight. We didn't know where it was going to come from. And to have a team where it could come from a Hedges one night and maybe a Madison the next night, I think that's works in our favor because the other team, they can't really focus on one guy. They never know who might, they got to respect their entire roster. So it's a blessing first and foremost to have that luxury, but we just got to get better. They played harder than us. They deserve to win. I thought that I'm going to tell my guys when we go back in the locker room just now they got an early Christmas present. So we didn't deserve to win that game.
And so tomorrow night you guys have, as Madison mentioned, a crosstown rival in Salem Baptist. honestly, Coach, if y'all come out in the first half like you did tonight, not sure you're going to be able to come back
We'll
in the
lose.
second. So what are you going to be able to need to do? What are you going to tell your guys to be able to come out fast?
I'm going to bring the toilet paper straight from the beginning of the game, I guess, and throw it down in the locker room, because that's Madison. That's exactly what I did at halftime tonight. I went in the bathroom, got a roll of toilet paper, and told them we was playing just like it feels. I guess I'm going to need a whole lot more toilet paper before the game tomorrow night.
Well, we appreciate you taking the time to talk with us, Coach, and congratulations on the win tonight.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
Yep. That was Coach Joey McKinney and Madison Norwood of the Winston-Salem Christian School Lions here live post-game from St. Petersburg World Outreach Church in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. An impressive win for the Lions, 57-38 over the Surrey Home Educators Running Patriots. Parker, just to wrap things up, what did we see that was big tonight for the Lions?
Well, Caleb, I think a huge thing for the Lions is every team's going to have, and apparently we didn't know this, but the Michael Jordan flu game, where you can come back and you could have a great game like that. And I think every team needs to really see who their character is, what their character is, and what their capabilities are coming from behind. And tonight they did that. They know that if they buckle down and do that from the first minute of the first half, I don't know that there's a team they can't lose to right now in their conference and in their league.
Right, and advancing to 8-5, I think what you just mentioned is important, a character game. Tonight, the Lions really found out what they need to do in order to be able to be successful all game long, and that's coming out not flat-footed in the first half. They obviously received Coach McKinney's message to them at halftime because the second half was a lot better. But as we mentioned, tomorrow night against Salem Baptist, they're going to have to come out and play both halves, not just one.
Right. So to wrap this all up, great win tonight by the Lions. Make sure to tune in tomorrow night. Games at 7:30. 7:30. And so we will be talking to you guys then. Caleb and I will be calling the game. So, Caleb?
Thank you all for tuning in to Triad Sports Coverage here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Lions win big, 57-38 over your Surrey Home Educator Running Patriots. We'll see you all tomorrow.